An IDB study on crime in the Caribbean region generally suggested that 1 in 5 boys indicated being in a gang. In Barbados, the situation is less clear. However, the Caribbean data show that poverty, unemployment, flaws in the education system, and community and family dysfunction can lead to delinquency and the acceptance of and use of violence. In Barbados, overcrowding in homes is a problem affecting low-income men, leading to them spending a lot of time outside of the house, leading to them, quote, being seduced by an increasing block culture, some say gangs, in this edition of The Streets, a dive into block life. But there is always the question, are these blocks related to gangs? Professor Corinne Bailey is professor of sociology, crime and social inequality, and director of the Center for Criminal Justice and Security at the University of the West Indies, Cafel campus.
Quote unquote gangs, because no matter what we want to say, the gangs here thankfully are not as organized in as they are. When I say organized, I mean true links between gangs here and gangs in the states that are centered around the flow of drugs. They are not as organized as they are within countries like Jamaica, Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, increasingly St. Kitts, and those countries are where you see the most intense form of gang violence. But gangs have always been fighting here. We've always had disputes. We've always had conflict. When you add the ease of access to weapons, it's there is it's an obvious explosion, for want of a better term, waiting to happen. We cannot do anything without it. So some attention obviously has to be paid. In addition to the United States doing their part, obviously, some attention needs to be paid to what's going on at the ports.
Gun violence, gang culture have had their greatest impact on what are described as at risk communities here in Barbados. Silver Hill Christchurch, listed as one such area, the scene of several shootings, murders. Some victims not even the intended target, as we learned during our afternoon spent at Skunk Park, a block in Silver Hill. Shot. You were shot.
Yeah,
Where? Show me your shot.
right there.
How long?
So you maintain and come out.
How long were you on?
Just a couple hours. It wasn't that major. Just passing the parks.
What's that about?
Major.
What's that about? What's that about?
Well, that's just say, your home sometimes in the area. Sometimes certain people is pass through the area that I might be don't look here, but you don't look the areas and thing cause they call it here the bad place, but it ain't a bad place. But certain people just come in the area and cause different infections. So you can look to other people like it's a bad area. So you're not just getting a straight, but people passing and shooting and they get a straight shot.
It was straight shot.
Yeah, it was a straight shot.
So let's keep it real. We're in Silver Hill. I mean, several shootings, a series of shootings. Several people. How's it shot up?
Pardon me?
How's it shot up? Shot.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't really surely know because this area here mainly, we don't actually push that, but they try to push more actually helping the children, doing things in the
That's awesome.
community to show them, well, we ain't about this voice of the gun shooting on there, so, but back in areas, as I say, people that's passed through sometimes it's caused to make the area look like it bad, but we try to do better things up here, do company as in getting community buildings put up here to do business and things, elevate ourselves, get ground for the children to help plant food and things. We got a part, at least help go play cricket in park with children, football with children. This area is very, very cool, but as I said, through the area, there's an area that for the years people used to have it stinging as in like that type of area, but people that's passed through and things caused these occurring accidents and things. It's just be like passing through. But naturally, when you're here and you see when you come here and sit down and see the vibes out here with children running about, we interact with children, playing, showing children certain things. It, I know it's look to other people, but it don't be how it really sounds.
Was he got shot? He was not intended target. What was behind this? What was behind the shoot?
I was actually standing next to him when it happened, believe it or not. Yeah, so he was like next to me and then he man behind me to get hit. So I was extremely lucky that night too.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean,
You in church next day?
I mean, I did pray about it. I ain't entirely like my mother, my family, everybody was very concerned. You know what I mean?
What was that experience like for you?
It was, I don't know. You would think because granted the environment that you would be prepared for something like that when it do happen, but any situation do occur, you'd be left in shock, So I didn't respond how I figured I would respond.
What?
Given the situation, but I actually feel like my life gets saved too because I get pushed away too. So you know what I mean? My main response for me,
Push you?
even though I was shocked, he
When you push him with you?
You
see her?
Yeah, I mean, had it not been for the push, he probably would have still been standing there.
What does it feel like? What's it feel like being shot?
Well, it don't feel good. It's burn. It don't be good, but I ain't get hit with the artery.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
What was the experience like? What did you feel? What do you experience? What did you feel like?
Well, when I get hit, I actually did. You know, the time it happened, I didn't really realize it. But when I get inside, hold up my shirt, my mom and my children all be look at me when I realize I had the shot going through. But it is just burning. So when I started touching to see any arteries inside the hurt or anything inside hurt, so I realized it didn't really that much pain. So I said, well, it must be just a graze I get or just a thing. Yeah. So it was actually feeling normal, but it was hot. Let us be hot. So trust me, don't get caught up in this like thing, people. Trust me, ain't easy. The real thing.
Britain's Hill St. Michael has over the years been one of those hot spots. A landmark there is Restoration Ministries. Apostle David Durant is the founder and senior pastor. Rev here in Britain's Hill.
Yeah,
So you're
Britain's Hill.
Stafford leader. Location for salvation.
Yes.
What concern you?
Yes. What is good though is that it has held up a bit recently because we were in a conference with the Prime Minister called Face Civilizations. And as I sat there, they called out the hotspots, 10 hotspots. And I was listening, and Britain's Hill was not called. I said, God, something is happening. Yeah, at least we're getting through. Because we've been trying to work in the community.
How? What have you been doing?
Visit the community. We have a community impact program. We have marches through the community. We lift up the name of the Lord in the community. We give out hampers. We try to meet the needy and the vulnerable in our community with love, share with them. So when I sat there among that large gathering, and the other 10 spots around Barbados were called and British was not called, I said, Lord, I thank you. At least something is happening. It's not all there, but something is happening. Because that would have been number one.
What do you think is driving the gun violence?
Huh?
What do you think is driving the gun violence?
I think unemployment is one of the things. For example, this year, July, a few thousand were added to the unemployment list from school, right? Next year again, another few thousand will be added. Where are they going to go? And it seems the block is taking a lot of the guys in because the block is presenting a community, a family life setting, a community of acceptance. So the people feeling at home on the block, and then they're getting the drugs, the smokes and so forth. And then they're being given a gun to do certain errands. And that is really sliding us down a very slippery slope.
Where to start? We weren't always like this.
We were not always like this, no. But I think we have places like Jamaica and Trinidad and other islands around us. And then a lot of deportees. Quite a few deportees came back home too. And they know their work. They know what to do. They know how to mobilize. And they have a certain way of doing it that can woo the young men and young women in. So it began to grow in Barbados, and I hope that we be able to nip this in the bud before it escalates. By checking the statistics recently, I realized that we are behind Jamaica and Trinidad and St. Lucia. We are behind. I think we are still too much. Right now, we have 42 in this.
Our next stop was Deacons St. Michael, an area called the Red Sea. A few people chatted with us, but preferred not to show their face.
The name is derives obviously from the Bible, Red Sea.
Red Sea, right.
It's a block. Tell me what's a block?
In my view,
How does a block work? Tell me, it has very strict rules and order. That kind of
order,
thing.
correct. That's,
Tell me the order. Tell me what it's.
well, really and truly, I don't like to go into those details of exposing.
Because we have a perception of a block of
That's
this
a perception of a gathering of
yeah,
people, productive people.
because we have a perception of block is a gathering of disorderly or unruly or gangsters.
No,
Is that accurate?
not just block. This block is a productive block.
Explain.
Explain. You don't know. You're not behind time steps in. This is a block. Just look for money. You have families, you have children, school. They have to be supported. So, in the means of gaining money, you have to get it. Support the children, pay your rent. We are not 7 to 5 workers, or 8 to 5 workers, or 7 to 4 workers. You don't have a daily job. Fellow might go and break a 2-day job, month's job. But he's not permanent, he's not a staffer. Okay?
Right. We've had quite a few shootings and deaths in this country. Several of them occurred in this general area, Ducombs, Quivering, etc. What are your thoughts on that? What's behind it? How's they going to work? What's in it?
A number of things you could put it with. You could put it with unemployment, unemployed, have a job, but have children. You need money. Another thing, always have a dispute between this guy and that guy. Nobody's backing down. So somebody has to go.
They tried to paint for me a picture of what life is like for the boys on the block.
Another born and bred Red Sea man, Deacons man. Tim? Call him Tim for the purpose of
Yes, I am.
what's going on in the country?
Honestly, for a lot of obstacle blocking, get no use. Why I say that is because, one, if a man get in trouble and had a pass, he got a case going on. He go for a job, he can't get a job. So he ain't got nothing to come back to do nothing to help further his life. If he got a conviction, he can't get his character clean because he got a pending case. Then can't things them is fight down to get to a man. You get me? Next thing, all the bigger people in the sector, the government and all the institutions, them is come up with all kind of plans and all kind of things. But they don't ever come to a man that from here to go up on the board that could give a point to show what part they going wrong. You understand? Them is come with everybody that went to high school, university, and they study and this and that. That don't make sense. You gotta come to the heart to see. You get me?
We came here today to hear from you. Hear from you.
Right. So the system need to do more to help the people. It ain't all about saying the youth's bad and this bad bringing. It's things like, all right, a youth get in trouble, you send it to jail. What he going to jail to do? He ain't got no reform programs. He ain't got nothing, so he ain't gonna learn a trade, no nothing upon remand. So all he doing upon remand is saying, no, I'm learning and graduating. He ain't getting nothing different. You get me? So all these is things you gotta help to guide the communities and the youths of the island.
More second chances,
Yeah,
more reform programs,
Yeah.
rehabilitation, opportunity.
yeah,
Similar.
right. Them is the things that I want doing. They need people like men that come here like how is from the street and he's a businessman. I could go to the school and I could guide youths into a different perspective. You get me? Because I could go and speak to children, get in the bars, the advantages, the disadvantages, different things. You understand? But everybody see a block as a bad place. But blocks ain't all bad because blocks got people that's business people. Then they got youths that you might try to guide and show them a different light, learn their business, then kind of things. A youth go to school and sell poolies or sell chewing guns and lollipops. The teacher gonna hold you and send him home. Everybody ain't but smart. So you should guide you to be an entrepreneur rather than suspending. Make sense, Lee?
You're talking about an education system that perhaps
Yeah.
caters more effectively to the abilities and circumstances of the individual.
Yes, everybody ain't but smart. So if you see a youth into selling things, he could be an entrepreneur. Don't try to defer him from being the entrepreneur that he got in. He try to guide you while he still do his schoolwork. You get me?
So for one people hustling, other people call it entrepreneurship. So don't
Yeah.
really hustle.
Correct. The first thing you learn the principle of business is barter. The exchanges for goods and services. That's where it started from back in the day. So the system need to come in the communities, don't only come in when it's time for that time, you know what I mean? Eh?
But why so many youngsters think they go straight to start with?
As I tell you, it's a failed system.
Really?
As I say, all right, you can send home you from school that selling things and this and that. What you send him home to do? He can be outside all the time. You get me? Mother going to work, father going to work, hustling to make ends meet to feed and supply. Ain't nobody want to really watch you. You get me? But you can only tell the youths and try to guide the youths as much as possible. But if you need the help from the others too, along the line, like I said, you need more things to involve the youth thing.
Things like what? Give me this.
Huh?
Involved in what?
All right. If you know done school, he ain't got no CSCs no name, but he can learn a trade. You get me? Or you get to one of institutions and then when you gotta do all this exam and this the game. He ain't but smart to pass the exam to game, but he's smart enough to learn to be a carpenter. He's smart enough to learn to be a mechanic. He's smart enough to learn to be an electrician. So don't only knock them, help them. But to help the problem, you gotta come to the communities and get people from communities to be active on all them boards to help guide it. Because the Mount Lane University and live in the big heights and anything, I think you know nothing about the community and the raising the sufferation and days that you gotta do with folk.
You think the system needs some street smarts? Are there those who are saying the streets are becoming so violent? So many guns, why?
Pardon me?
So many guns, why? How?
What you doing? What you doing like dance? So he can't tell you about that. They doing like guns. Doing.
So many young men taking so many other young men's lives. Why?
Yeah. Like I said, 5%, 5%, 5% of the island control the financial sector. Right. 95% of the population is us. Right. We need help. You get me? We need to get in the financial sector. We might they got people that was in trouble before, but he changed their life and getting to be a businessman. There's many obstacles that is but going forward to get into business. A bank might not want to give a bank account.
Yeah,
So you face a lot of challenges.
yeah. But you're talking about the opportunities for the young people. Having an education system that caters better to some,
Yeah.
to all the youngsters.
Yeah.
Creating more opportunities for them. Having them to reform and rehabilitate when they get into trouble.
Yeah. And not only the young too, you gotta look into people that they say I might get in trouble before and got convictions. You know what I mean? A man might try to change, can't get work, slip up and make a mistake again. So if you slip up and make a mistake again now, you can't gonna get the previous thing expunged because he got a case pending. So any day, he's a criminal in the workplace in one Harry. Enough men is facing challenges in communities daily, not only here, all over Barbados. If a man might want to get a job and call you get in trouble, workplace can't get it. So we left to do, come back to the community now to find a hustle or find a way to make money to feed the family or take care of yourself.
Locked in a never-ending cycle.
Pardon me?
And locked in a never-ending cycle. Crime and what?
I believe the crime and violence should start right now in Barbados and let we unite and make we place a better place. Because we depend on tourism and that will part of the money is come. So if the violence is going on, the people ain't gonna want to come. You understand? So we need to unite, come together and make this thing work and make this island a beautiful place. To be honest with you, but it could only start from the top coming down and help the communities. I believe, right, that if you see the help or the assistance or you see that one of them boards get on somebody from a community to help, you will see a change. Because a community man know what community want. You get me? All right. Schools in the communities, they got power courts, they got all kinds of things in the communities. Instead of getting to big contractors, you could come in and say, here, what's going on? School gonna close the 12th of December, we want to renovate. This is this. Everybody in the community got electricians, painters, carpenters, masons, everything. Give them a contract, let them go down there and repair the school. You keep your put work in the community. You understand? That could work. Because it turning the wheel in the community, cause they ain't working, they gonna kind of bad drink from here. And kind of bad food from there. So the money communicating and keep circling the community. So that gonna help strengthen the community. You understand? It's all about building communities. So you need to come in the communities, form groups, meet on the boards, run surveys from the community people on the board so you can come through the community and walk. Because these people that do surveys, they don't really see them in the communities. You just hear about it on the news. Straight.
Help. Communities need more help. Individuals need more help. Youngsters need more help.
Yeah. So don't only blame them. You can't only blame them.
Important words from you to breaking the cycle of violence.
Breaking it. That's why you have to help break it. Let the help them to help themselves. Run training programs where you can teach youngsters who know done school how to be businessmen that can't get work organized, but savvy. But they got workshops where that simple. You can basically learn how to run a business. Get me? And to get a business set up. Now you teach them how to set up a business the right way, and then you give them a little start, like give them a contract. You cut the school pastor this, that. So he learning now. He got his own business. So he ain't gonna take the focus on buying them 9 hours. But when you work to build out business, or every business that 2 to 3 years to capitalize. You understand? And you are training that you have to make profits right away. And then the banking, the money work, because you know you're getting the right way to go about it. So the bank and the money are learning how to deal with the business. A man got more time into focusing on his things than looking to be in trouble.
At Skunk Park, Silver Hill, Christchurch, they were seeing some signs of progress in that direction.
And as I said, we try to do better. As we get like the stalls out there in the BS program, we actually in that program, we get the stalls built out there.
When you talk about the system or society or the government meeting guys on the real are. So is that part of that? Is that part of the solution? Is that part of the activity?
I definitely
Yeah,
hope
that's
that's part of the solution.
So tell me what's the yes program?
That is like the CS scheme program, that's the government program, the building blocks program.
Okay, tell me
So
what.
like that, we actually in that program actually help the people in the neighborhood now got their own business and getting a small business and pushing. So we actually got 5 business put out there for we to start our creation as in the idea with the ground too, a little ground like that, as in helping the children to show planting the food and you know like this where we come from, there we culture. So like I even actually like as my boy said, we would like to do things to help with the children doing. When I was young, we actually used to do Bible school. When they used to come up in the evening, I used to get across the back by a man named Matt, and he used to actually teach you about church. Still, we do work, and then we used to do actually programs and actually like we would say like a play, and then we would got a concert so that we could show we talent as in the neighborhood. And that was saying like come up as a youngster doing, and that helped me a lot. I opened my eyes and saying like this is what we could do, then we could create for we community too, for we people to make me feel good.
That was a great point you made because things was put in place for you to follow on a positive note. See like how you said that? So that's kind of like what I think we need to like. We need things to put in place to show this generation that this is the way to go and you will get good outcome from going this way. But it need to be seen, like, and be able to be touched. If you understand what I'm saying.
Play emotion.
Yeah, that's what can help change up. That's what I believe will help change.
More community programs.
direction.
Yeah.
You definitely need more community
More things
organized.
put in place.
We talk about that all the time.
Check it now. Right now, it already be down in place in these
Correct.
communities.
It's true.
A different community, you know, like the high society community, somebody are born with a little bit more fortunate situation. Then parents can got the resources and the money and things to make sure that certain things.
Certain things.
These communities.
Describe certain thing
Like
you
a
want.
simple saying like as a computer or
Correct.
saying that could just enhance
But you would just
saying
say
that you realize that you good at or saying, you know what I mean? Like saying as simple as
Paying for
stand
extra.
to play football good, but you
Yeah,
want
you
money
got
to
money
send
for the
you
gear, paying
more
for
for
extra
all
studies,
lessons or
all them
things,
things.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
correct.
stuff like that.
Be that extra.
You sort of going along. I have this personal philosophy that everyone, is a genius at something. The thing is, they never discover what that, or had the opportunity to discover what is that thing that you're so great at. So you're saying that
To me,
just
sound like that
discover
is just whatever
this
you
talent.
love.
We really believe
Yeah.
in. Cause I was
things like
believing.
that, like what you saying? Just whatever you love.
Exactly.
We got a lot of talented people out here too.
That's
We got a lot of
calling.
talented people out here. A lot of people do a lot of music, a lot of sports. In the infrastructure for these people to branch out from.
Yeah, that push.
In there for these people
Oh, you
build
got young
this.
cricketer coming shortly. This 10-year-old son here. He
There's sense,
he's
cricket.
played for Wonder. Like, no, as this thing.
Serious.
Yeah, because we just know next year supposed to be maybe. And I want to push you further in that's cool. My daughter,
Exactly.
she's actually doing she little thing. My little other son, he's running and play football too. But as I said, if you want to do better for the children,
I just want to drive on the
Just
point
joking.
where he was saying earlier too that a lot of these people here, we grew up like very peaceful, very loving out here. We take care of one another growing up. I know his mother, he know my grandmother. You know what I mean? He know my cousins, he know his children. We take care of one another here. It was never no violence. I bet you had dinner shit on the corner. You know what I'm saying? 93, 94. Like all of we back there. You know what I'm saying? 93, 94, we back there. The boy never put no drugs, no guns, no nothing in my hand. It was always peace and love here.
On the blocks, dreams are still alive. Many determined to overcome the violence, still looking for a chance to let their talents shine.
In the streets working overtime. Free my brothers out them jails, ain't no lies, I know the coldest guys. Toasters rise and your soul to fly. Brothers will kill you on the gram for a gram, click and notify. Coldest lines, New Jack City dopest rhymes. Crafted with a sober mind, in frozen time is polarized. I can make you press rewind, you listen and your soul is mine. Some brothers probably hating on me, I don't even know them guys. I hope they know the code is 9. Surprised when I open 5. Friends will shoot you in your back and leave you with an open spine. Gems from an open mind, it's therapeutic, best to do it. Error is the best improvement. System play our lives like it's the best amusement. Petty movements lead you to the cemetery, dead influence. Legendary pedigree for enemies hang from the nooses. Teacher told me I'm a nuisance. Seen her now, she looking stupid. Shocked and puzzled like a Rubik's. Change her heart just like I'm Cupid. G. I'm gonna show those stats on Bible. This is the Streets documentary, and this OVO's live on Skunk Park.
On the next episode of The Streets, Guntown, anger and impatience in a changing society.
Some of them spoke about something called a gun circle, where you can actually rent a gun, hire a gun, and then return that gun for another person to commit another offense.